It's close to the North Korean border, but it's safe here. This is a fine image. You know, seeing all these cairns, I think this will be Mr. Ben Horn's nightmare. I get distracted by birds really easily, so the light was perfect, clouds were perfect, everything was good. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we came to the east coast of Korea. This place is called GoSeong. It's close to the North Korean border, but it's safe here. No missiles coming in. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this, but these interesting rocks right here, that's what I'm gonna shoot. They're standing with some trees on top of them, which is not something that you usually can see in my hometown. So let's get to it, I guess. And the weather is really nice. The weather is 10 degrees lower than last week, which means I can wear black finally, so that you don't have to see me sweating. All right, anyways, let's get to it. Alright, so we have our first composition right here, and I've got my 16-35 on my camera, and I'm gonna compose just slightly. Okay, so now what I have in my mind is that there's this big rock that has two leading lines towards my main subject, which is this big rock with a hole and a tree on top of it. And because this rock is positioned on the lowest angle as possible with my 16mm lens, it means it's gonna get that distortion, which means I can emphasize this rock really, you know, as if it's much bigger than it actually is. And the same thing happens with the tree, because the tree is just a teeny tiny tree. But by putting it on the top of my frame, because of distortion, the tree actually gets elongated and it looks much larger than it actually is. So that's how I'm gonna shoot. And of course, I'm gonna have to bracket this. Now, today, the weather is, as I said, 10 degrees lower than last week, which is beautiful. I don't have to sweat that much. Of course, I'm still sweating because I'm fat, but I don't have to sweat that much. And I don't have to worry about the bright sun. And the clouds are just beautiful today. The sky is absolutely blue and the clouds are there. Actually, for that, I'm gonna use my polarizer, so bear with me. All right, so I'm gonna use my polarizer to make the sky a little bit more vivid. There we go. And if I polarize it, the sky will get a little bit darker. There we go. So first I'm gonna focus to the rock and make one shot. ISO 100, f11, 60th of a second, 2-second timer. There we go. And on the second thought, I don't think I have to bracket this, because I'm pretty sure the DR of this camera is good enough that I can just bring back all the shadows. It's kind of overcast day, so you know the difference between the highlights and the shadows are not that much. So I think it's fine. And second, I'm going to focus to the middle ground, which is the end of this giant rock in front of me. And third, the closest point, which is right here. And as always, I'm gonna make one black shot, which means the separation between each batch of shots that I have to either focus stack or bracket. So there we go. The first image is done. Now let's check the sharpness. And it looks good. Well, on the second thought, I think I'm gonna get myself a little bit lower and make this shot again, but without emphasizing the tree, however, putting more sky into the scene. So let's try that. Okay, so I just lowered my tripod a little bit and put the sky a little bit more on the top side of the corner. On the top side of the frame. So now the top 1/3 is the sky, and the bottom 2/3 is the rock and the tree. So let's make the same shot. Focus to the tree. ISO 100, f11, 60th of a second. There goes my first shot, and the focus to the middle ground. You get the idea. So when the shots are done, here's the shot. Now, it's pretty much the same shot, this one and the previous one that I made. So I'll show you both of the shots so you can compare and tell me which one is much better than the other one, I guess. So here are the shots. Here is the first image of the day. When I saw the composition, I immediately wanted to capture it with a wide-angle lens. My initial idea was to emphasize the bottom side, which is the rock, and the top side, which is the tree, by using the lens's distortion. But then I realized the sky was too beautiful to miss, and the tree didn't get elongated as much as I wanted. So I opted for an even lower angle shot to capture the sky in the photo. And now, here are the two photos side by side. I think I prefer the second one, as it captures more of that beautiful sky, giving off an early autumnal vibe. But photography is subjective, so please share your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what you think. Okay, so there goes my first shot or shots of the day. I think this is a fine image for a warm-up shot. Can I call it a warm-up shot? It's way too good to be called a warm-up shot, I guess. Well, that makes me happy. So now we're gonna move that way to the other rock that I showed you earlier in this video and make some more photos. People made these cairns on these rocks because this rock is apparently used for praying for the fishermen who go out far out to sea and fish out there. So they wish their safety, and for that there are small buildings like this, small buildings and small like a place where you can put the candles and stuff, small tables basically for praying, which is really nice. And but you know, seeing all these cairns, I think this will be Mr. Ben Horn's nightmare because he hates cairns. But hey, it's our culture making cairns. All right, so I've got my second composition, and surprisingly it's actually a man-made object, which is something that I don't often shoot, but it looks fine. So it looks quite photogenic, probably with my long lens, and if I make that background a little bit, you know, softer, as I use my long lens with small aperture, then probably I will be able to make a shot that looks fine. So there's these two small cairns on this edge of this rock that looks like a small mountain, small hill. I'm gonna focus to these two cairns, and I need to be careful here because the background is actually the same type of rocks as this cairn and this big hill here, and therefore the colors are the same, which means if I don't use my aperture correctly, then it will just look like a hazy mess with basically the same color everywhere. And you know, the only difference is that this thing is a little bit closer to my lens, so I can focus on this one, and there the background will not be in my focus. So I have to make sure that the background is out of focus, and therefore f5.6, ISO 100 and 125th of a second, and I think I will crop it later, so I'm gonna use probably 200 mil, not 400, not fully zoomed in. So 2-second timer, and there we go. I just made like 4 to 5 photos, and whatever I do, it keeps shaky. So I'm gonna boost up my ISO to 400 and up my shutter speed a little and shoot it again. So ISO 400, 6/40th of a second, 640th of a second, 2-second timer, and there we go. And I'm pretty sure now it's gonna be sharp. I think it's, yep, it's definitely sharper. It's sharp, yep. So I think it was shaky because there's a slight breeze, and I think maybe that's why it was a bit shaky. Or because it's sand, and as I'm moving, I shook the tripod a little as the ground was shaking. I don't know, man. It happens. So it happens often. So anyways, here's the finished photo. So hope you like it. I don't normally shoot man-made objects, but sometimes when I find an easy composition, I just go for it. I like the simplicity of the photo and the fact that these cairns are made for praying for the safety of fathers and sons out at sea. However, the blurry gray spot in the middle annoys me a little. Okay, so you know me, I get distracted by birds really easily, so I just finished my second shot and I saw something blue and orange flying behind me, and the bird is right there, so I need to shoot it. Never seen this bird before. Okay, let's get a little bit closer. It's up there, so I don't think it's gonna fly away. It's too far from me anyways. Gone. But I think I got the photo. Yep, I did. That's great. Today's just my lucky day. From the first photo it looks nice, and oh, it's coming back. Oh, it's there. Okay. Yep, as you can see, my wife is actually pointing that the bird is right there, but it's too far for 400 millimeters. Well, I'm not here to shoot birds. Anyways, I got a good photo, so it's fine. I guess today's my lucky day. Yeah, from the start I got a good photo, and now I just found this interesting bird, colorful one. Never seen this one before. I gotta ask K Wild what this bird is. He has a YouTube channel, by the way, K Wild. He's a birder, so if you want to check out Korean birds, what kind of birds that we have in this country, then, well, here's this channel right here, up here, there we go. Yeah, go check it out. Man, that's nice. Well, here are the shots. Sadly, out of many shots, only one was usable, as this one was focused on the bird's eye. According to K Wild, this bird is a blue rock thrush, a beautiful blue and orange species that lives in rocky coastal areas. Even though I sold my 200 to 600 millimeter lens, which I bought for bird photography, my passion and love for birds are still there. Right, so I just left my tripod behind, and now I'm wandering around on this rocky beach trying to find the composition. But you know, when you're at this beautiful place, you know, it doesn't always mean photogenic, because obviously this place is beautiful. There's rocks and trees and waves crashing in. It's beautiful, but man, it's just not photogenic enough. Or maybe I'm just not good enough to find the composition. But I guess we gotta try, right? So what I'm thinking is that there's just waves crashing in right here and here. Maybe I can, yeah, see that? Maybe I can use those waves and make a long exposure shot somewhere there. So let's go there and check out. All right, so I don't know if you can see me or not, but I found another composition up here, and now I was trying to shoot somewhere here, but the waves are not looking that interesting, and I tried to find something else as my composition, as my subject, and I did find something. Well, there's this cloud right there that's currently pink, and there's a rock that's almost triangular here that acts as a leading, so to say, anchor. Now, I don't need to change my lens here, so I'm gonna use my 16-35 at 28mm, but I'm gonna use my polarizer to make sure that sky is a little bit more delicious so that the clouds will look a little bit more, you know, pop. There we go. There we go. Now, currently the waves are crashing in front of me, so I'm gonna use my 10 stopper to flatten those waves out. And that gives me the shutter speed of 3.2 seconds, which is not enough. Therefore, I'm gonna put on my 3 stopper as well. Now, this will give me a little bit of it doesn't give me vignetting, that's fine. Anyways, guys, when the photo's done, here's the shot. All right, so I didn't show you the shot because it was shaky and it's not worth that much because I just saw the photo and it didn't look that interesting. However, I made a real rookie mistake because I just turned around and I found this great composition. Well, my wife found this great composition of this dragon head shaped rock, and I'm gonna shoot it from here. So this is as chaotic as it gets. There's compositions everywhere. I didn't expect this, but there we go. Now again, I don't think I will need my 24-1.5. I think my wide angle lens will do, and I don't need my filters as well. So hold on. Okay, all filters in, and let's see. Yeah, there we go. I just need, no, I don't think I need any foreground interest. This is just as textury as it gets. All right, this is how I'll shoot it. Okay, so it's a very simple shot. This dragon head shaped rock on the top of this rocky hill is currently lit up by the sun, and I'm gonna shoot it as my main subject. So on the top of the frame will be this rock, and on the bottom to this foreground object will be these rock patterns and shapes and everything. It'll look quite interesting. So if this shot turns out as great as I think, well then, here's the shot. I think it'll look quite mediocrely okay. I'm not sure yet, but I think it'll look fine. Yeah, here's the shot.
The light was beautiful when I captured this shot. The top side was lit up by the evening light, while the bottom part was bluish-gray due to the shadow. I was so focused on the waves and the rocks near the water that I didn't even think of turning around. Thankfully, my wife noticed this scene and told me to turn around, and I was able to capture it.
All right, so as I was wandering around after that dragon head shot, now remember that shot that I talked about, which I was trying to make there with that pinkish cloud and the triangular rock, right? I found a better composition of that. So it's basically the same composition with rocks forming and heading towards that pinkish cloud and the cloud just being there. However, this time there are no distractions, so this looks much better. Now I'm gonna use my polarizer again to make this cloud a little bit more vivid, and probably I'm gonna use my 10 stopper to, yeah, I'm gonna use my 10 stopper to make these waves a little bit flat. That gives me 30 seconds. So now I'm thinking maybe I should make one fast shutter speed photo of this cloud, because that cloud, it's slowly moving, which means in my 30-second long exposure shot, the cloud will be a little bit hazy, and I don't want that. I just need the water to be hazy, but not the cloud. Therefore, I think I'm gonna make one fast shutter speed shot of that cloud. So remove my 10 stopper, focus to the cloud. There we go, 80th of a second, and make one more shot. There we go. And here's my shot. So after being processed a lot.
This is the final image of the day. The cloud in the middle of the horizon was slightly emitting a pinkish hue, and the rocks in front of me acted as good anchors, leading towards the cloud. I love the composition and the color as well. This photo is mostly gray and blue, which is a good color combination for a moody seascape. Overall, this was a great shot to end the day.
Alright guys, so that's it for today. And today was really nice. I mean, I don't really get this lucky often, but the weather was really cool. It was much cooler than last week, especially. It's 10 degrees lower, as I said, and therefore I'm not sweating that much. I mean, you can't see anyways because I'm wearing black. Haha. Right. Where was I? Oh yeah, so anyways, the weather was really nice and the light was perfect. Clouds were perfect, everything was good. So I hope you guys liked the photo, and it's time for us to have dinner right now. So I gotta go. So anyways, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. If you like this video, press the like button. If you didn't like this video, then press the dislike button, but twice. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. That I didn't plan.